Welcome to clickmeproject.com. Okay, this is our project title for the modeling multi-operator base station deployment patterns in cellular networks. Okay, this is our abstract for the cellular network. So the stochastic models of base station infrastructure deployment by multiple mobile operators can be an invaluable tool for deriving fundamental results about the wireless network sharing. So here we will processing of the cellular networks between the source and destination through some networks. So here we study the stochastic geometry models for shared cellular networks consisting of different base stations through the multiple mobile operators based on the cellular network data. So here we will processing as the cellular networks through different multi operators using to share the data as networks for the statistical approach for the wireless networks performance will improve for the metrics as to show the log Gaussian Cox process. It provides the most compelling fitness results with the multiple operator base stations to the analytical process. Here we will observe the behaviors that can model with the help of processing data through the different countries, which suggests the university of proposed methods. Okay, this is the flow diagram for the cellular data. So the first, the mobile computing allows the transmission of data for sender and receiver communications. So here we will processing based on cellular networks using sender and receiver communication. So first one is the profile registration. So this is one of the model for every user has assigned some username and password for login to the accounts. So when the users come to the data, enter the username and password. If both are match, go for next page. The next one is the data transmission. So the data transmission means the different operators based will processing our data will be transferred from the source to destination or one networks to the another networks. Here we will using multiple operators based processing our data. The multiple operators means multiple operators as the hexagonal Poisson and the log Gaussian Cox and real networks using processing the data. So different networks through how to data is processed and to be analyzing for the networks area coverages. So the next one, the node selection. So here we will using to be nodes as the creating for number of nodes to be created. Again the user selecting the particular files, here the file types to be analyzed and the files is to be assigned for the nodes. So we will creating the number of nodes, the number of files will be assigned to the nodes. The files will be splitted into the network controller or the data owner. The data owner is splitting for the particular file. The file is splitted. Again the every particular files is to be assigned for the creating nodes. So the next the files will be transferred for the selecting some operators. Always we will set using the hexagonal Poisson log Gaussian Cox and the real networks. So the different networks based how the data will be processed from the source and destinations. So again we will finally calculating the network coveraging area calculations for the bandwidth for the network storages. So here we will discuss about the what are the security patterns using for the different networks through different operators. So again finally the original data will be transferred from the source to destination. Okay, now the demo section is start for the cellular networks. So this is the home page. So use the home page. So this is the home page for the modeling multi-operator base station deployment patterns in cellular networks. So the next one is the profile registration. Okay, so I enter the username. This is our date of birth. So this is our date of birth. So this is our database and this is our address. main street Kovai. So select the states. Which state is the Coimbatore is the Tamil Nadu state. So the username is Yamuna. Password is Yamuna. The password is river. So the username is Yamuna. The password is river. So the data is stored successfully. So the next one is the login form. I always said with every user has assigned some username and password. So when the user is come to the login, enter the username and password. Okay. The username and password both are correct. Let's go for next page. So the login is successful. So the next one is the net home. The net home with the user details. The user details with the processing data. Here then cellular networks using the data will be processed from the source to destination. So here the file chooser using choosing particular data will be processed from the base stations. Okay, so the data will be processed. So the next one is the source and destinations will be calculating for the process A. So this is the source and this is the destination. So the type of operators, which operators will be processed to our project. So click the operators. So here we will using the different types of operators or multi operators as the hexagonal, Poisson and log Gaussian, Cox and the real networks. Here we will using the hexagonal process. So what are those process will be processed. So click to the mode, the file send and receive. So here we will using the file send process. So go to the next page. The next one is the process will be uploaded or the user selecting the particular files. So file chooser using choosing particular records. So I click to the PDF. So the type of file is PDF. So confirm the file will be confirmed, yes. So confirm successfully. So here we will calculating the file name and the file size. So here I'm choosing the drops.pdf is the one of the PDF file. So this is our file name and the file size in KB. So file size in MB. So the file is go to the data owner. The data owner is verified the files. Here the data owner is splitting the files. Again the network controller is the splitting the particular file. So the file name is PDF. So the file will be accessed. So the file selection, the user file is given to the data owner to split the files. Okay, so the next one is the file selection with the particular file is assigned to the nodes. So here the data will be replicated. So this is the replication nodes will be processed. So the different types of nodes will be processed and the replication nodes. The type of file is PDF. Okay, so next coming to the nodes are assigned to the files. So here the files will be assigned to the particular node. So the number of nodes will be 14. The number of nodes will be 14. So the file assigning to the nodes when the data will be processed, the file is assigning to the nodes. The file is assigned to the nodes. So the data will be replicated into the process. The file assigned to the data. Okay, so here this is the processing of the different types of operators using to processing the data. So the data will be processed as a node A. So this is the source node and this is the destination node. So source node, destination node. So this is the substation. So the what are the substations? Here we will using process. So first all in the previous forms we will choosing the hexagonal network. So the hexagonal means 3 different substations, HEX 1, 2 and 3 is 1. So the data will be processed. So here the data will be processed into the substations. The subsource is the HX 1 HX 3. So go. the data is sent to the destinations. So the data will be received as the checks one. That here the received the data will be processed for the different types of network. So the data will be received. Here the data will be received for. So again this to be downloading the process for using different types of networks. So when I click to the download, the process will be download. So the source is destination. Press the destination file. So the here the file processing with the. So this is the base stations. So this is the file will be processed. So download in the destination file. So go for the performance graph. This is the graph diagram for the different operators using to be processed data. Okay, the code part is finished. Thanks for listening.